Hey people, it's Eric OG here. Good to see you again. Now, I'm here today to discuss something quite important, especially leading up to the festive season. I'm going to discuss diet myths. Now, I'm sure everybody has heard or some form of diet myth or has probably gone along with it at some point through their life. So, after Christmas time and into the new year, everybody has their resolutions and wants to lose weight or just improve their health in specific ways. Usually people go on diets, and unfortunately a lot of those diets or your eating habits are actually bad for you. So we're going to dispel those myths today. So I've got the top 10 diet myths. So I'll jump straight into it in no particular order as well. Number 1, crash dieting is an effective way of losing weight. That one is very, very, very wrong. Okay. Now I know there's lots of diets out there. Just to throw a few of them out there: Malibu Beach diet, the syrup diet, things like that. They're completely wrong. Problem with crash dieting is that they'll make you. It doesn't just make you lose fat. It makes you lose lean body weight, your muscles as well. You're starving your body of essential calories or essential energy. Because of that, your muscles will waste away, which in turn makes it more difficult for you to burn off fat. So when you crash diet, you starve yourself. You may lose weight for the 2 weeks or however long you do it for, but after that, when you start to eat normally again or start eating healthily, you're gonna put on weight because your muscles have degenerated and now your metabolic rate has actually decreased, your basal metabolic rate. So crash dieting, stay away from it. All right, next one, or number 9, organic foods are more healthier. This one, organic foods, they're not healthier for you necessarily. Organic foods just mean that the way that they're farmed is in a different way or in a improved way to the way that the normal food you may eat is farmed. So it has nothing to do with the quality of the food or how healthy it is for you. So organic foods still means you have to check the labels. It's not going to be healthier for you necessarily. Next one, number 8, eating food late at night is fattening. Now this one is quite a common one. It's not actually true, and there's been a lot of research into this as well. It doesn't matter what time of day you eat. What matters is the amount that you have throughout the day. And also, you can imagine if somebody worked night shifts and they wake up late at night and work through the early hours of the morning, how will that person be put, just because that person eats his breakfast at 10 o'clock at night, it doesn't mean that he's going to be putting on weight. So the time you eat food doesn't matter. It's more about how much you have in total through the day. Next one, number 7, eating nuts is fattening. That one again is not true. Nuts, nuts have a lot of vitamins, proteins and fiber inside them. So even though you're trying to lose weight or keep to a healthy weight, it's important that you have nuts in your diet as well, and they give you some essential fats that your body needs as well. So very important, eat nuts. With any type of food, if you have too much of it and in one day, you're gonna put on weight. So nuts are no different from anything else. Just eat a healthy size of it, which is about a handful of nuts per day. That's fine, or that's actually very good for you. So try and include nuts into your diet. Okay, number 6, vegetarian diets are better for losing weight. That, again, another myth. Vegetarian diets, like with any type of diet, if you're eating a large amount of food, you're going to put on weight. If the amount of calories you're taking in is more than your body needs, you're going to put on weight. So a lot of vegetarian diets, they still, or a lot of vegetarians, they are still overweight because the amount of food they're eating are still large. And even though you're vegetarian, you're still taking in foods you can still take in foods that are rich in protein, rich in calories. So you still need to be aware of what you're taking in and make sure that the total calories you're taking in for the day are not a large amount. Okay, next, number 5, carbs are the enemy. This is a very, very big one. A lot of people that I come across, they think that they have to avoid carbohydrates, or the reason why they're putting on weight is because they're eating carbohydrates. I know inside the media, through I think mainly the Atkins diet, a lot of people have started to try and reduce the amount of carbs that they're eating. Carbohydrates are an essential part of your diet. About 60% of the food that you eat should be from carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are not bad. They're the main makeup of your diet. The only problem, like with any other type of food, is if you take too much in, then you're going to have a problem. So make sure with every meal through the day, you're eating carbohydrates. If you do skip out carbohydrate, your body will actually your body doesn't work as efficiently. It's actually going to start to try and retain more energy, which will actually be counterproductive, and then it can actually make you put on more weight. So make sure eating carbohydrates regularly through the day, just making sure that your portion sizes are not too large. Okay, number 4. You inherit being overweight and there's nothing you can do about it. Another quite common one, some people think that you're just born being overweight. That is not true. There are cases when people in a family, they are all overweight. That's not because of their genetic makeup. It's because they all have similar habits, or eating habits and physical activity habits. There's been no scientific proof that there is through your genes that will drastically alter your weight. So and there's been no one that I've ever met that through diet and exercise they're unable to lose weight. It just may be that certain parts of your diet or certain parts of your physical activity are not correct, and that's causing you to not lose the weight that you want to, or that you're putting on weight. Number 3, cereal bars are better than chocolate. Now that one is not true again. Surprise. You have to check with the cereal bars. Some of them have a low amount of calories in them. Some of them do not. And some of them do have the same amount of sugar and calories as chocolate bars. So it's just being vigilant and taking a look at the nutritional information on food and just making sure that it's not high in calories. Okay, next one. Frozen veg and canned fruit do not have enough vitamins, or do not have sufficient vitamins inside it. Canned fruit and veg, they are all still packed with a high amount of vitamins and minerals. So important thing for you is to try and get your 5 a day of fruit or veg in. It doesn't matter if it's frozen, if the vegetables are frozen. If it's easier for you having vegetables frozen, then do that. And it's the same with the canned fruit as well. If it's in a can, still get it. Just try to avoid when fruit are in syrups, or when the vegetables are in salt water, because those are going to be counterproductive for you. Otherwise, still take those in. And the last one is actually a tricky one. Low fat foods will make you lose weight. Okay, now this is a bit of a trick one. When you see in the supermarket and they have their low fat range, they may be good for you, but at the same time, there's a lot of food that is in the low fat range, but it still has a high amount of sugar in it and a high amount of calories. So if you're trying to lose weight through them, it's not actually going to help you. And again, it can be counterproductive. So you have to be vigilant and check the amount of calories and the amount of sugar that you're taking in. Also, low fat foods, you have to make fat, again, is another important part of your daily food intake, because they have essential nutrients that will help your body to grow, help your body to repair and to function. So you don't have to cut fat out of your diet completely. It's just making sure you're not taking in too much of it. So 10% of the food that you eat per day should be from fat. And just try to minimize the amount of saturated fat that you're taking in. And most importantly, be aware of the type of food you're taking in by checking the labels on some of the food that you eat. Okay, so that's the diet myths. I hope I've enlightened you a little bit. Pass on some of that information to your friends and loved ones, and hopefully everybody will have a jolly festive season and a great new year. Alright, take care.